Okay. Let me start my remarks. Honorable Associate Professor Dr. Vinay Dalan, Founding Director of the Halal Science Center on University of Thailand, and Standing Chairman of IMT-GT on Halal Products and Services. Honorable Professor Dr. Sukoso, Head of Halal Product on Assurance Organizing Agency, Ministry of Religious Affairs, Indonesia. Honorable Mr. Hani Sofian, alias Vice President of Industry Development Division, Halal Industry Development Corporation, Malaysia. Honorable Mr. Fidel Dalan, Director, Center for IMT-GT, Sub-Regional Corporation of CMT. Distinguished delegates. First of all, I would like to express my appreciation to attend and address my opening remarks at this video conference on managing the impact of COVID-19 on IMT-GT Halal Product and Services Corporation. Since COVID-19 has created immense impacts to all of us in various ways, it is vital for us to convene this meeting to share valuable experiences and best practice on how each member countries are presently coping with and managing the impact of COVID-19, as well as to exchange views on doable new projects that could bring IMT-GT to be still relevant under the new normal period. Even before the attacks of COVID-19 pandemic, the halal market is becoming recognized as a vital emerging market sector. It is a market force that should not be overlooked from the Muslim consumers themselves and beyond to other potential markets. On Muslim market, whereas a global consumer base of about 2 billion people, the halal market is estimated to be worth around $200 billion and expected to reach approximately $740 billion by 2025. The global halal food industry has also been forecast to witness significant growth owing to increasing Muslim population and their substantially increasing expenditure on food and non-beverage, which is considered as the main driving force of this market. The total Islamic population is expected to increase from 23% presently to around 30% of the total world population by 2030. More, it is not just the Muslim who gravitate towards halal product. Non-Muslim have high potential to be favorite in purchasing halal product, as it is perceived as a hallmark of reliability, safety, and hygiene. Halal food is mostly recognized for its high quality and clean production. Hygienic halal food, therefore, match with the changing consumer behavior that focus on health, such as organic food. Its potential to gain more acceptance among non-Muslim consumers would be another factor contributing to the growing demand in the future, especially nowadays, where food safety and hygiene are highly concerned during the COVID-19 pandemic. With IMT-GT quickly bouncing back from COVID-19 pandemic, I believe that IMT-GT has potential to be one of the main players in the halal market. We, IMT-GT member countries, are the agro-industrial based countries, which widely accepted on halal certification among member countries and beyond. The IMT-GT areas are also rich in alternative medical products with various kinds of high valuable traditional herbs. Together with integrated strategy on halal industry and halal supply chains cooperation, we can create a distinct value chain on halal production that could have forefront capability to serve the world market and secure the future supply. Currently, as Indonesia is the largest majority Muslim country in the world, with special bonds to other Muslim countries, this could literally create a huge market opportunity for halal products and services. Under the current administration, halal-focused industrial clusters have been further developed to attract manufacturers, while high-quality services have been offered in compliance with Islam prohibitions such as restaurants, malls, and Islamic financial institutions, which are in line with IMT-GT practice. Malaysia has been also considered as a benchmark for the halal food industry. Presently, the halal certified stamp, the only halal standard adopted throughout the country, is seen as a sign of trustworthiness, indicating genuineness by Muslim making the Malaysian standard becoming the basis for the development of the world's halal food industry. With Malaysia's prestigious position as leading nation in the OIC, the unity among IMT-GT countries is the must in sharing of opportunity among IMT-GT member countries in securing for these challenges under the new normal period. For Thailand, Thai government has been taking various initiatives to promote halal products and services, as well as marketing and educating consumers about these products. For example, our government has been starting the plan to establish industrial park on halal foods and product innovation at Yala province in order to promote local economy and upgrade old industry in the bordering areas into new industries, which is based on e-commerce. Moreover, Thailand also thrives on expanding halal market as a country posts strength in the abundant agricultural raw materials for halal production. With this outstanding unity among IMT-GT, we should discuss further on the point strategy to develop halal industry collaboration and support our local companies to broaden their global presence by mutually emphasizing on halal standards and certification, extensively exercising on sharing and exchanging of knowledge and good practice, and promoting trade in halal products and service. Halal medicine, as well as halal medical laboratory equipment and instrument responding to the new and future demand among IMT-GT sub-region, ASEAN, and beyond. Moreover, I also believe that UNINET and JBC are prompt to support us both by the developing halal expertise, encouraging business sectors, and especially empowering the MSME, young entrepreneurs, and startups in bouncing back after COVID-19 attacks. This is in order to promote the real seamlessness cross-sectoral halal value chains with inclusivity and leaving no one behind. Disengaged delegates. With the huge impact from COVID-19 and vulnerable future globally, I believe it is quite timely for us to be united here and to dedicate ourselves in deeply discussing on our mutual path on what measure and practice that should be conducted together during and after the pandemic. I believe this could also further pave the concrete foundation to promote IMT-GT halal community for the next implementation blueprint during 2022 to 2026. Along this meeting, Thailand will fully dedicate for this valuable discussion with all relevant IMT-GT counterparts and also wish to witness a truly fruitful discussion on these crucial issues. Last but not least, I hope that this meeting will create ample opportunity for all of us here to share valuable experience and doable ideas in order to contribute to the success of the IMT-GT on halal product and service cooperation in years to come. Thank you very much. Terima kasih.
Thank you so much, Dr. Wanchat Suwankiti, for your important remarks. May I report to you, Honorable Wanchat, today we will have the speakers in this session. First of all, from our colleague from Islamic Development Bank, already with us. We have also the Halal Industry Development Corporation from Malaysia. And from the private sectors, we have also PT Paragon Technology and Innovation, Indonesia. We have also Dagang Net Technology Sindian Berhad from Malaysia. While for universities, our colleague also will share with us later on the speakers from Halal Research Center, University of Malaya. We have also Chulalongkorn University. So those are our speakers today. They will share their views on the current pandemic and what opportunities can be pursued post COVID-19. So that is our speakers for our discussion, Dr. Wanchat. Now I would like also to invite our colleague, Prof. Vinay, to deliver remarks. The floor is yours, Prof. Vinay.
Sawadee-krap. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi to all of us. from IMT-GT. This is Vinay Dahlan from Bangkok. Honorable Mr. Firdau Dahlan, Director of CIMT. Honorable Dr. Wanchat Suwankiti, Senior Advisor on Policy and Planning, National Economic and Social Development Council of Thailand. Honorable Professor Dr. Sukoso, Head of Halal Product on Assurance Organizing Agency, Ministry of Religious Affairs, Indonesia. Honorable Mr. Hanisofian alias Vice President of Industry Development Division, Halal Industry Development Corporation, HDC, Malaysia, distinguished speaker and participant, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Dr. Vinay Dahlan as a chairman for working group of HAPAS of IMT-GT. It is indeed a pleasure for me to welcome all into this first time meeting of our working group during this pandemic of coronavirus or so-called COVID-19. We have to turn this tragedy to opportunity to start with new things, to cope with unexpected environment of post-COVID-19. For instance, what we have to focus on and heading to, we have to be in solidarity, tackling the situation for the economic recovery. I can say that we are fortunate enough that our three countries are considered as halal food producer of the world. What we have to focus on is to gain a trust on our halal products in the market. We have to work together on halal branding to gain trust among our consumers worldwide, as well as making use of our signature as halal products with halal science support. We have to focus on implementing science and technologies such as halal blockchain, halal plus, big data, etc. for verifying and promoting halal products for consumer trust. Halal e-commerce has been widely used by consumers based on trust on safety of products, creating trust using science technology. Thus, it's very important, especially during this pandemic when we have to keep social distancing. The further, the safer that we believe. Anyway, we are all hoping together that it is not going to be the new normal of post-COVID-19. Furthermore, it would become our new way of life to stay home. Why? Everyone at this time is concerned about their health and safety. Halal product would be the answer. Halal product would be the choice. So we in our three countries have to be hand in hand working together to make halal products go to world market and bring prosperity to our people in the region, especially in agriculture, cultural sector, which would lead to uplift the standard of living. Your ideas, information, and suggestions throughout this meeting would be useful for all of us. We look forward to very good of our discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prof. Vinay, for your remarks. I believe that I noticed Dr. Wanchat has another commitment. Before we proceed to the next agenda item, I would like to invite all of the speakers and together with all of us to have the photo session by showing the logo of our IMT-GT like this, so that we can capture in our camera. So I will count up to 3. So 1, 2, 3. And I think that one more time. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Wanchat, for your time. And also welcome our guest from Ministry of Religious Affairs, might be represented by Dr. Subandria with us. So before we proceed to other agenda item, agenda 3. So these agenda 3 up to agenda 6 will be moderated by Prof. Vinay, the chair of the working group of Hafaz Halal Product and Services. And we will have later on the Q&A. The possible Q&A is under the agenda 6. So that is the time for us to communicate or to with the participant as well through the virtual conference. And then some housekeeping announcement by our CIMT staff. Please, Putri.
Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the IMT-GT video conference series managing the impact of COVID-19. Before we proceed with our session, allow me to make some housekeeping announcements. For the speaker, we will ring the bell once for the first 12 minutes of your presentation, and we will ring the bell 3 times once the time is up.
Yes, ice cream salad.
Yeah.
I would like to kindly request of the participants to kindly switch off the microphone throughout the session.
Share that one.
Should you have any question and comment, kindly type in the chat box, enter your name and destination, and we will respond accordingly. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for the team for the some arrangement. And now let me proceed to the agenda item 3 now. We'll hand over the microphone to Prof. Vinay. The floor is yours, Prof.
Thank you, Mr. Good morning, everyone. Selamat pagi to all of us. My presentation for today, the topic is about the Thailand halal industry. I'd like to explain about the impact on the current COVID-19 pandemic and also its future prospect. I will separate my presentation into 3 parts. The first about the pre-COVID-19 and on COVID-19 and after post-COVID-19. If all of you see this is the implementation of halal science technology innovation for creating an S-curve. This is proposed by NSDC, National Social and Economic Development Council of Thailand. more than 20 years ago, in 2004, you see from this slide that introduction of halal science technology in the year 2004. This is also supported by the government in order to establish 2 halal institutes in Thailand. The first one is the Halal Standard Institute of Thailand, according to the Cabinet resolution on September 24, 2003. The second is the Halal Science Center, Chulalongkorn University, from the Cabinet resolution on August 13, 2004. The achievement, if you may see, the halal agri-food export to OIC start from 247 million US dollar in the year 2000, increased to 24.7 times to 6,100 million US dollar in the year 2019. Also, for the halal certification to agri-food industry from 1,500 by Central Islamic Council of Thailand in the year 2000 increased 130 times to 194,566 in the year 2019. This is in order to create the S-curve. It means that Thailand implement science technology for halal into the process. You see, but after 10 years, the S-curve declined, and then in the year 2013, the national strategy on halal trade now transfer to the human resources development. This is the way we implement the S-curve for Thailand strategy, introducing by NSDC. This is according to that implementation. This is the infrastructure on halal accreditation for Thailand, according to Islamic Organization Administration Act 1997. The Parliament finally issued the Act in 1997, and also the Central Islamic Council of Thailand also has the regulation on halal affairs in the year 2015. From this slide, you see if the entrepreneurs, the plant, the food industry would like to have the halal accreditation, they will go apply to the Central Islamic Council of Thailand as halal CB. And also the Islamic Committee of the provinces. Altogether, we have 40 Islamic provinces. And they all play a role as the halal certified body. And on the top, you will see that there's several agencies play a role as the halal accreditation body, halal AB, something like Chula Rachmantri office, the industry of the industry of the tourism, Ministry of Public Health, also the Ministry of Agriculture and Cooperatives. And on the right-hand side, you will see Standard and Methodology Institute for Islamic Country, or CIMIC, also play a role as the halal AB. Anyway, the government also provide the facility of 2 institutes that I mentioned before. The Halal Standard Institute of Thailand providing academic support to the Islamic Council, and also the Halal Science Center. This is according to the Cabinet resolution. From here, this is how science technology play a role. in the supply chain of halal, from the preparation of the product of the raw material until to the hand of the consumer on the right hand side. You see, then the halal science technology play a role on the preparation of the raw material, also the establishment of the halal standard and QC system in the production until to the logistic and to the hand of the consumer. This is the way. And during the past few years, we play a lot about the ICT, the role of ICT. This is also the work from the science technology in Thailand. Okay, on this slide, you will see how we work. The beginning is we have to prepare for the algorithm in order to provide the way for all of us to understand the framework of our responsibility. For example, from the starting point, then the first thing we have to work for the conventional halal accreditation that done by Islamic committee from the provinces and from the Central Islamic Committee of Thailand. And the second, number 2, this is for the halal standardization. The Halal Science Center finally established a system that we call HALQ, the halal standardization. This is the way we work until the factory receive the certificate of the HALQ. This is not halal certificate, it's HALQ certificate. It's that different. The third, time to time we need the verification by the halal forensic scientific laboratory. This is the way. Until now we have 4 techniques to use for the verification of the halalness of the products. And in the number 4, the first thing what we have to go is in order to increase the advantage of the halal industry, we better cut off or we better reduce the cost of investment. For example, if we use a laboratory or if we use the halal standardization, this is invest a lot for the factory. Then finally, we have to introduce the H number or halal number. Yeah, this is under ICRA program. And also, in order to introduce the platform of the ICT, we developed the platform of Sphere. I will discuss later. All will provide the information for the next step, ABC. And this is work from us. Finally, we have a handbook of halal food production. This is we have a collaboration with the United States Islamic Organization, IFANCA. Then finally published one book, and one chapter is about the testing non-halal material. This is written by myself, testing non-halal material. And also the Halal Science Center is published the first paper about the post-market laboratory surveillance for forbidden substances for the halal certified food in Thailand. This is we introduced 4 techniques for verifying the halalness of the product. This is published in the Journal of the Food Protection of United States at the beginning of this year. And this is published in the Middle East Journal. It's about the capability of the halal queue in order to reduce the contamination of the haram. And from the graph, you will see that without halal queue, even with the halal certification, until have the contamination of 6%. But with halal queue standardization, finally we can eliminate all contamination. And the next process for the algorithm from the number 6, finally this is from the number 4, this is how to prepare the halal number tabulation. This is the way. And also number 5, this is how to develop the sphere platform. And number 6, one thing that we need is about the innovation, especially for the replacing the haram ingredients. Time to time we found, and Indonesia and Malaysia also have their very good experiences about the contamination of some haram, and then finally you can eliminate all. And also Thailand have similar experiences on that. And then this is the way, finally, if we find haram, the best way is to try to find the replacement. This is number 6 explained in this slide. And finally, you will find, you see, this is the sphere, the model sphere, and also the H number. And this is how to tabulation, how to produce a tabulation of the H number. H number, finally, we have already the book, and we can provide to all of our members to have the same procedure in order to prepare H number together. About the on COVID, that before COVID, as the achievement of our Thailand halal during the on COVID, you will see. We think that from this data you'll find that the ASEAN altogether 10 countries, finally we have a very good achievement in comparison to worldwide. You see the ASEAN versus world population is about 8.72%. But for the COVID-19 affected cases on yesterday, it's only 1.46%. It means that we have 6 times less for the infection of the COVID. This is our achievement. And among our member countries, you see that there can be separated into section. It's about the Indochina and Myanmar, and also about the Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines. Then you see even is still high in some countries, but compared to other world country, is still very few. This is also true about the achievement of our member country. If we look at the IMT-GT, this is also the opportunity for us to step further for the halal production. This is the atmosphere in Thailand, especially in the south. This is in Pattani. You see the fresh market in the deep south province of Thailand. This is in Narathiwat. The face mask and face shield are quite normal for the people in the region, especially in the south. You see, they have face shield and also the face mask. This is quite normal in IMT-GT member countries. And one of our big point is about the unemployment. This is some people predict that maybe it's around 6 million Thai people now unemployed. This is the biggest case that we face for the moment in Indonesia and Malaysia. Nothing different, but we're still much better than other countries. And you see, this is a choice that the unemployed Muslim women in Bangkok, they're back to her old skill in silk weaving. They left for this as professional for more than 20 years. Finally, they go back and they work. If you know Jim Thompson, that's produced by Muslim hand. Yeah, at the beginning, but now they go back and finally try to reintroduce that skill back to her family. And this is the way, this is not different from Indonesia and Malaysia. The way we try to find distance in our salah, in the masjid. And COVID show no effect for the halal accreditation and certification. This is from our yesterday report. Thailand has experience of 21 years for halal certification since 1949 and 22 years for halal standard since 1998. And in the year of 2018, number of halal certification were 3,812 out of 9,400 for food factory and 165 56,720 out of 128,000 for food product. And we may say that until now, we nearly have 200,000 food products certified halal from the Central Islamic Council of Thailand. And then we go to the post-COVID. We believe that for SARS-CoV-2 or COVID-19, this is something like an enzyme. This is an opportunity. This is not a threat. And this means that they accelerate the rapid changes, especially for the implementation and introduction of the ICT. And today's meeting is the example. It's a very good example for the introduction of ICT. And the globalization, this solution lead to the partial deglobalization and localization. This is finally go to the new normal about the logistic packages, innovation, design, management, and even mentality. This is finally provide us the new normal or new opportunity. Then it means that we need more safe and more immune to boost up the product. And also finally we introduce the nature-friendly organic halal. This is the same categories to the world. And the solid scientific evidence and also for the proof or verification for the product. This is in need, especially for the assistance of the science technology. And the application of science technology up to level 4.0 increased rapidly. Now we in the era of the digital technology. And now we altogether have to understand about the moving of trust economy. During the era of the digital technology and also with the pandemic of the COVID-19, this is finally accelerate the increase of the trust economy. And halal is the one very good factor for promoting the trust economy. This is we better work closely together in order to convince the world market to have a better trust to the product or from our region. And we need new S-curve for Thailand or even for IMT-GT. I showed you at the beginning about the first S-curve. Now we need the new S-curve. The next year, we better introduce a new vision and guideline. For example, the trust economy, H number, digital technology platform, and DLT. DLT also called blockchain. This is in order to finally increase or to boost up the decline curve to the new level of S-curve. Then this is we would like to show how to introduce the new S-curve. This is we better try to find a way for promoting halal branding, number 9, for the Halal Plus integrated platform, number 7, and also the halal blockchain. This is according to cabinet resolution on September 10 last year. This is from the cabinet approval. Then finally, Thailand Halal going to the halal blockchain or distributed ledger technology. This is facilitated by the Sphere platform connectivity. And finally, we try to find a way to have the together for the halal branding of IMT-GT. And this is the whole. This is the whole. Try to simplify the algorithm, two algorithm, and you see from here. And finally, we expect that in the very near future, 3 of our member country, especially for Thailand, we going to the digital currency that we call this is how to reduce it. This isนี่มันบล็อก Okay. Yeah. This is a CBDC Intanon. This the government name. The central bank. This is the future digital currency that so-called Intanon. And this is try to have the demonstration of in this year or the beginning of next year. And then finally, the new digital currency will facilitate the rapid transformation of the halal ICT platform. This is from our expectation. This is all of our presentation. Thank you very much. Terima kasih. And ขอบคุณครับ Okay. I would like to invite the delegation of Malaysia to present your work or for your impact on COVID, or especially for the remark, right? Malaysia.
Yes, Dr. Vinay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Vinay. So from Malaysia, I am Hani Sofyan. I'm the Vice President of Industry Development Divisions in HDC. So I think for my sessions, what I'll do is that I will share our experience on what has happened in Malaysia since the COVID-19 pandemic reached Malaysia early this year. So let me share some of my documents with the delegates. Okay, as you can see on the slide, so this is how COVID-19 pandemic has impacted Malaysia as a whole. So I think when we started have the first case sometimes end of February, and the Prime Minister of Malaysia has announced the movement control order on the 15th of March, and it took effect from the 18th of March. So as of today, if you look at the screen, we have about 8,700 confirmed cases as of yesterday. And we have recovered about 8,500 with a total of 122 deaths. And now we have about less than 100 active cases. But what I want to show you on this slide is that if you look at this period between the MCO, which is the movement control order, to the CMCO, which is the conditional movement control order, which was announced in on the 3rd of May. So this is the most critical phases. There was about 46 days here that has actually provide a significant impact to our halal industry, and of course not just halal industry but the rest of the industry in Malaysia. So this is something that I think everyone has agreed that no one has prepared for this one, and it has created what do you call that, an unexpected type of practices that we need to adopt during this period. So immediately at this period, HDC being the agency to promote or to develop the halal industry in Malaysia, we immediately contacted some of our industry players to understand the scenario of what is going to happen to them during the movement control order for the COVID-19. So during the movement control order, I think what has happened is that most of the a total lockdown in Malaysia, but essential activities are still allowed. So when we started this one, a lot of our SMEs in halal industry will not be able to operate their operations. So some of them actually have stocks in their factories, and some of them are actually waiting for some of the raw ingredients to come in. And through our survey, 1/4 or 24% of the SMEs saying that the logistic and supply chain companies need to be in operations for them to survive. Because what happened is that they have the goods that they cannot deliver, and at the same time their production is not in operations, and they are also facing a lot of challenges in terms of getting their raw materials. But if you look at the second phase, financial assistance and employee payroll sharing and subsidy, also because of the lockdown, they cannot get all their employees to come to the factories. And this has give a lot of impact to them, because one, they need to continue paying the salary of the employer. They need to continue paying for the bills, for the rental, anything. So this is a big challenge for our SME when we started the movement control order in Malaysia. So when we discuss with the relevant stakeholders in Malaysia, and when we share these statistics with different agencies and ministries, we've found that this is not just the cases of the SMEs in halal industries. Basically, this is a common problem that the SMEs in Malaysia is facing. And for us, those who are impacted in these sectors are mostly coming from the processed food, food service industries, and to certain extent, logistics operators. So, being said that, we try to understand more on how does the COVID-19 actually impacted the halal industry in a specific manners. So I will share some of the experience and some of the feedbacks that we have received from the industry players, the stakeholders in Malaysia, on how does halal itself is being impacted by the COVID-19. I think first of all, when it comes to the certifications procedure, we have no choice. I mean, JAKIM has no choice but to have a new SOP on the application of halal certifications. Because due to the COVID-19, with the limitations of movements of the auditors, things like that, most of the processes have to be implemented online. And until today, some of the, what do you call that, physical movement, auditing, things like that, is still quite limited to based on certain geographic areas. And this, there is good and bad items about here. The good thing is that when we started the new procedure using online, we found that the productivity of application has improved in a much better way. People are more focused and they have, what they call that, upgraded their systems to actually adopt for this new SOP. And based on our engagement with some of our industry players, especially those on renewal of halal certification, they found it is more efficient than what has been done previously. So this is something good that we see in terms of what they call that, impact of COVID-19 to the halal certification applications. Secondly, because of the movement control orders, people stay at home and restaurants are closed. So a lot of demand for food delivery services. So we observed that in Malaysia, I think within the first month of the movement control order, there has been a rise of services of food delivery services. And this has also sparked the interest of some of our consumer in terms of the integrity or the assurance of the halal products that they are being delivered through the food delivery services. So operators in Malaysia such as Grab, Foodpanda, and so on, they have looked at halal as one of the value propositions to enhance their services. Because consumers, especially the Muslims in Malaysia, when they would like to order the foods from these e-hailing services, now they have more or better informations about the food that they are ordering, whether this is coming from a halal restaurants or whether there is a proper control during the delivery services of these halal products. And this has created what do you call that, competitive advantage among the e-hailing service providers when they have this halal assurance system in their services. The third one, of course, I think in terms of the government or what HDC Madrid has planned on annual basis, the World Halal Week, the events that we have normally organized in April need to be postponed. So we cannot do this year, but some of the activities has been modified or transformed into a digital platform. For example, for HDC, the World Halal Conference, we are doing a hybrid type of activities. We have the webinar sessions, and sometime in September, depending on the situations of COVID-19, we still have plans to organize a physical conference under the World Halal Week 2020. For Matrade, the normal business matching that they are doing, now they are organizing what they call as e-bizmatch, where they have contacts their buyers from all over the world with the help of their trade commissioners overseas to organize business matching on regular basis to help our SMEs communicate with the potential buyers via online. Okay, number 4, in terms of, before I go to the e-learning part, in terms of employment, this is something I think which is quite serious in Malaysia because of the impact on COVID-19 to the SMEs. We can see, we can forecast there's a lot of unemployment issues is going to be happen. I think just like Dr. Vinay mentioned just now, just similar in Thailand, I think all over the world, unemployment will become one of the major problems that need to be addressed by every countries. So in terms of halal, because before COVID-19, we have organized a lot of physical training. And when COVID-19, the movement control order take into effect on the 18th of March, we still receive a lot of inquiry and demand for training in halal. So HDC has organized e-learning training for our stakeholders. And I think it's not just HDC, there's a lot of offering from various stakeholders in Malaysia, offering different subjects on halal using the e-learning or a webinar platform. So I think this demand is increasing because of two reasons. One, people would like to identify or to get new skills in terms of maybe adding to their values or for future employment. And second, of course, those who are in the halal industry, what do you call that, activities, would like to upgrade their knowledge and upgrade their skills in terms of providing their daily jobs in the halal companies. So we can see there's a lot of demand for e-learning, and this is something that we feel that can be what do you call that, activity that can help both what do you call that, address the unemployment issues at the same time to upgrade the skills and knowledge of our workers in these specific sectors. Number 5, this is an experience by one of my directors who actually went to see a factory in Malaysia, somewhere in Selangor, and we discussed about how have they been impacted by COVID-19. So this company, unlike what we normally heard during the COVID-19, says that their business has actually grown. They actually benefited from these situations by adopting an integrated logistics services, which means that at the time where people are depending on the logistics services from other operators, so this company has actually set up their own logistics partners who actually focus on their products, not just to deliver their end products, but also to bring in their raw materials. So they are looking into a complete or full supply chains to make sure that their productions are not impacted by the COVID-19. And I think as we can see, people still request or demand for halal products in, for example, in Malaysia, we have a lot, we have a Muslim majority consumers in Malaysia. So these products are still in high demand. And we can see that companies who have adopted this type of new business model can actually benefit from these situations, and they are doing much better compared to the before the COVID-19 pandemic came into Malaysia. But number 6, of course, we also received complaints from one of the company in Malaysia who are actually exporting, in this case, halal meat products to our neighboring countries. So under this issue, because the importer require that for any halal meat products exported from Malaysia, it must be qualified or it must be inspected by an officer from that particular country. So because of the COVID-19, movement are limited, overseas traveling is not being permitted. So the export has been initially denied, and in such a way it was delayed. So this is also another issue that we are seeing. And now I think this problem has been resolved through communications on between the two countries and involvement of the government G2G level to actually help these companies to export their products into that particular countries. Last but not least, during the COVID-19, we can also see that there are a lot of products that are commonly available on the shelves are not available. Stock is not there, and some of the products are replaced with imported goods. So there was a friend of my colleague was sharing his experience that he wants to buy an ice cream in this particular supermarket. But the normal ice cream that he bought, which have the halal logo, basically is not available or out of stock. Instead, there are a lot of stock of ice creams from imported countries which do not have the halal logo. And from his perspective, halal is very important. And there is a doubt when this ice cream, even though the ingredient says that it is all compliance, does not have any non-halal products, but consumer in Malaysia, they are very particular about the assurance or the halal logo that is marked on this particular products. So when I share this story with some of other friends, there are more than I think that's this experience of a friend. There are also other individuals who are also experiencing the same things. So this shows that influence of halal logo in Malaysia is very strong. Even though in the situation of COVID-19, people still want to see the halal logo as the mark of assurance for the product that they consume. So these are some of the observations or some of the experience that we are seeing. What are the feedbacks that we are getting from the industry players specific to halal when it comes to COVID-19. So next, this is one of the examples that the immediate actions that HDC and JAKIM together, on how can we address in terms of helping our SMEs to actually comply with halal certifications in COVID-19. So before this, a lot of SMEs will depend on physical advisory meetings with some service provider consultants to help them understand and help them to apply for halal certifications. So HDC and JAKIM has come up with this module, what we call as e-halal system. Is an assessment tools that can help the companies to actually go through the steps-by-steps processes on how can they get the halal certifications. So this is something that we have developed, and we have communicated with some of our ministries who are having the SMEs under them to actually understand and learn about the methods on how can they prepare themselves before they actually apply for halal certifications. And these systems allow them access 24 hours, so they can learn anytime, anywhere from their place to actually, prepare themselves for the halal certifications. And this is very important because there is a limited movement initially for them to get this type of services. And these systems, based on the initial feedback that we get, has helped a lot, provide assistance to the SMEs in understanding and actually prepare themselves for halal certifications. So in terms of economic measures, I will share here just on overview of how Malaysia has helped the industry in terms of mitigating the impact of COVID-19. So basically in Malaysia, there are three phases of measures for the government to help the economy to gain back its what they call that its activities. The first part, I think this is what we call as the relief stage, is actually focusing more on the people. People loses jobs, they have no income, they have problems in terms of paying their debts, their commitments, so on. So the first phase is about how can we help the people of Malaysia to lessen the burden of their financial, basically, when facing the COVID-19. So for this phase, the government has allocated more than 250 billion ringgit Malaysia to help the people. So these are the phases where we are targeting the people. The next phase, we call it as the recovery stage. So this is a hybrid on how can we look at the people and at the same time the business society. So this is an important stage that is addressing to the needs of our SMEs particularly. So we have a continued assistance to the people, but at the same time, we look into specific issues that the SMEs is experiencing because of COVID-19, and this applies to all sectors that are impacted by the COVID-19. So the next phase, what we call as the reform stage. So this is still in progress, and this is where specific sectors are being, what we call that, that we are focusing on specific sectors. So for example, those strategies under the halal industries, as I listed on the screens, the first thing is that for halal industry, we need to look at how strengthen the supply value chain of the critical sectors. Because what we are seeing because of COVID-19, we have issues in terms of supply and also the services that link the whole supply value chain of the sectors, such as the processed food sectors, food services, and so on. Secondly, we also identify along the value chain, there are lack or gaps in the supply value chain that can be an opportunity for the SMEs to provide or to produce new products or to provide new services. So this is a recommendation for us to actually incentivize the SMEs who have ideas on innovating their processes or their products, or those projects then can lead into an improved productivity and create employment to the people in Malaysia. So this is the second strategy that we are recommending. Finally, because there's a lot of services out there that are available for halal, we also look at the importance of integrating these services and using digital platforms or digitalizing some of the services to actually help the SMEs to have a better view of what are the options or availability of services that can be rendered to them by the key stakeholders. So these are the three key recommendation strategies specific to halal industry when we want to reform the economics of Malaysia's economic post COVID-19 in the next 1 to 2 years. Okay, so finally, I think in terms of conclusions, we spoke about the new normal. I think there was a phrase I heard a few months ago saying that, that even though COVID-19 affected all people, we are in the same ocean, but at the same time, we are not in the same boat. So different people, we have different experience on COVID-19. But I believe that the new normal that we are talking right now has allowed us to reflect on ourselves, what works and what doesn't work. So, for example, the company that has adopted integrated logistics services eventually give them benefits from what is happening right now. So this is something that we need to look at, and we like to replicate and share with some other companies or some of other stakeholders, so that it can allow us to actually, how to call that, take advantage of what has happened right now to improve ourselves. So it goes with the second conclusion, saying that every problem is actually an opportunity in disguise. So we are looking at new products that are highly demanded right now, new business models has been adopted. Third one, I think everyone agree here that this is something big. There's no one individual or one institutions that can do all this. We need to collaborate with all our stakeholders. I think among IMT-GT member states, I think institutions such as IDB, universities, private sectors need to come together and collaborate on how can we bring back the economies after this COVID-19. And I strongly agree that continuous awareness and engagement needs to be done, so that people are always aware about what is happening in this industry, and what type of assistance can be rendered to them, and what type of services or interventions that can be done by the governments to actually help grow this industry to the next level. So that's all from me. So I return back the mic to Dr. Vinay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for Malaysia. And I would like to invite the Indonesia representative from Indonesia to present your experiences for the impact of the COVID-19 from Indonesia.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Dr. Subandria.
Hello, Ibu Andri. Dr. Vinay, since the Indonesia is still having a problem at the moment, let we the CMT contact them first, and then we continue with the next session, Dr. Vinay.
Yes, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can proceed to other agenda first. Then we come back to Indonesia. Okay, Dr. Firdaus, you may proceed for the next agenda.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I repeat, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Can you hear my voice?
The sound is breaking.
Can you hear my? Yes. Okay. Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, the honorable Mr. Firdaus Jalan, Director of CIM, the honorable Dr.
There's some problem.
Senior advisor Center Chulalongkorn University. Yes, and then can I continue my salutation moment?
Difficult for us to hear you. I think that we still have a problem with the connection.
Honorable Mr. Ani Sofian alias Vice President of Industry Development. Okay, directly I read my presentation.
Bu Andri, can you hear us, Bu?
Yes, yes. Putus-putus. Okay.
Yes, we are having a problem with the connection with you, Bu Andri.
Kurang terang. Yeah. Okay,
Bu Andri, there is a solution. Can you use only voice? No camera.
Can I read?
So that it can be help, I guess.
Okay. Yes.
Turn off the camera, only voice. Can you do that?
Okay. Pak Pir, mohon izin, I will direction to video. Yes.
Okay. No,
Bapak, can I read my presentation first?
Okay. Go ahead, Bu.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let me to express my presentation. Mandatory halal product certification in strengthening Indonesia halal industry in new normal era. Next. Oh, ini. Next. The mandatory halal product certification in Indonesia is conducted by regulation, the law number 33 2014 concerning halal product, number 31 concerning the implementation of the law number 33 2014, the regulation of Ministry of Religious Affairs number 26 2019 about the implementation of halal product assurance. Next. And next, the stages of halal certification mandatory based on regulation. The COVID-19 pandemic impact in Indonesia industry, decreased non-oil gas industrial utilities by 50% the decrease in the Indonesian Manufacturing Purchases Manager Index, or PMI, which fell in April 2020 to 27.5. The production output, the domestic market. Next. Next. The COVID-19 pandemic impact in Indonesia industry. Kok nggak bisa? Next, yes, thank you. The COVID-19 pandemic impact in Indonesia industry, the majority of businesses are UMK, in bahasa unit menengah kecil, mikro kecil. 99 is UMK, micro and small. 87% of halal certification application during October 2019 to May 2020 is UMK. The decrease in halal certification, the halal certification number was progressively increasing from October 2019 to February 2020, but it decreased by 89% from February to May 2020 because of pandemic. Next. Next. The efforts of maintain the halal supply chain during pandemic. Strengthening my UMK by facility continues to make incentives regarding imported halal products, including raw material. Next. Next. The acceleration. Next. Acceleration in halal certification. Acceleration in halal certification. Optimization, the halal certification services for UMK at the provincial unit district. Country services strengthen collaboration with relevant ministries in facilitating for the establishment of the halal examination body or LPH and preparing halal auditors and internal. Already done my presentation. I do hope. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So I already done my presentation. Yes, I have already done my presentation.
Thank you, Dr. Subandria.
Yes, so here.
Okay, we're going to have a Q&A after Agenda 6. Then May we proceed to the agendas 4. Now we are on agenda 4. I would like to invite the speaker from the Islamic Development Bank to deliver a view on the impact of the COVID-19 to halal industry. Please. Mr.
Good morning.
Thank you. Yes, please.
Thank you very much. Good morning to all esteemed participants and Selamat Bagi from Kuala Lumpur. I'm really happy to join you in this important event. The theme is timely and relevant in view of the impact of COVID-19 on the world economy in general and the economies of the region in particular, and the need to address this crisis and to find innovative solutions and a new economic model to restart and recover on solid basis after this pandemic is over, inshallah. I would like to thank IMT-GT for this opportunity and for organizing this important event, and all esteemed speakers for their very interesting presentations. Let me share my presentation today. Is it on the screen? Can you see my presentation?
Yes, very clear.
Very good. So my name is Muhammad Abida. I am the acting head of the Islamic Development Bank Group Center of Excellence in Kuala Lumpur. I will cover 3 points very briefly in my presentation. I will give an overview of the Islamic Development Bank Group for those who are maybe not familiar, and some updates. And then I will also briefly present what IDB has done and responded to the COVID-19 for helping member countries to respond to this crisis. And I will introduce the new Center of Excellence of the IDB, the ISDB group in Kuala Lumpur, and focusing on the theme of our event today, which is halal industry. So for the Islamic Development Bank Group, the Islamic Development Bank as a multilateral development institution and financing institution according to Islamic Sharia principles, founded in 1975, 45 years ago, with the mandate to contribute to the economic and social development of its member countries, and also which is unique to the ISDB is Muslim communities in non-member countries. And while the bank started as a single institution for providing financing, it evolved over the years into a group after creation of the IRTI, the Islamic Research and Training Institute, then ISEC in 1994, and ICD, ITFC, and ISFD. I will give you very brief on the mandate of each of these institutions. The IRTI is a research and training arm, especially on Islamic finance, providing training, research, advisory, and capacity development. The ICD is the private sector arm, promoting private sector development and facilitating access to Islamic capital markets and helping the private sector. The ISEC is the Islamic Corporation for the Insurance of Investment and Export Credit to boost credit intra-trade through credit insurance and political risk insurance. And the ITFC is the trade arm to finance trade, short-term trade operations, and also capacity development in trade-related areas. And finally, the latest institution is the Islamic Solidarity Fund for Development, which is the poverty alleviation arm of IDB, which is an endowment fund with a target amount of $10 billion. The IDB started from 22 countries in its inception, and now 57 member countries, and the capital evolved from 2 billion Islamic dinar to 100 billion Islamic dinar, equivalent to 100 billion US dollars. IDB is a unique model of South-South cooperation. All the memberships, the membership countries are member countries are from the South, unlike other multilateral development bank where you find member countries from the developed world. It was established in Jeddah. The headquarters is in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, but over the years, the IDB established many regional offices. Now we have 11 regional hubs. The IDB countries are spreading over 4 continents, from Suriname in Latin America in the west to Indonesia in the east, and from Mozambique in South Africa to Turkey in Europe, and the regional hubs are covering all the member countries, and also we have field representatives in other member countries. And the new Center of Excellence, actually there was a regional office in Malaysia, which was covering the financing operations, the operations financed by IDB in the region, which is transformed now into a Center of Excellence, which I have the honor to lead. And I will give you an overview of its mandates and its objectives. Of course, IDB is not providing financing, but more than that, it covers a scholarship program, very successful program, special assistance for non-member countries, trade, capacity development, insurance, as I said. Recently, the new business model of IDB gave a lot of importance to science and technology and innovation. The bank created a fund called Transform Fund with a capital of 100 million US dollars to promote innovation in our member countries and develop the science and technology ecosystems. When COVID-19 occurred, the IDB approved a package called SPRP, Strategic Preparedness and Response Package. The aim is to support the member countries in preventing, containing, mitigating, and recovering from the impact of COVID-19. The program has a holistic approach, and based on 3 R's, the respond part, which is the short term, providing immediate actions to assist member countries in, especially in health emergency services, but also in food security. Then the medium term part of the package is the restore part, the second R, which is mainly to strengthening the the response of countries to recover from COVID-19 through trade, finance, helping SMEs and lines of finance to these SMEs. And the restart part is to help member countries to restart their economy on more solid basis, on sectors where they have competitiveness, and based on value chain studies, and to restart their economy from that perspective. The innovative approach that IDB took is to develop a digital platform to deal with the countries and to centralize all the operation and relationship with countries through a blockchain platform where all the operations are coordinated, all of the stakeholders from the supply and the demand side are in the same platform to increase efficiency, monitoring of the results and the impact, and also accelerate disbursement and mobilize resources on one digital platform. This is one of the innovative activities that IDB undertook, and it was tested during the first R, the respond, providing medical equipment and supplies, and through grants, through emergent grants. Also, this platform is used now to support the trade and the lines of finance for MSMEs. And after the first year, gradually we will readopt the new norm of sovereign lending and PPP projects and the global value chain finance line, in addition to the grants through this platform. The total package was estimated to $2.3 billion US, starting from for the first year to prioritize the portfolio, refocus or realign the financing of IDB to the most urgent needs of countries, and restudy the sectors where IDB should finance in the longer term. You will find on the website of IDB, which I'm providing here, examples of activities and the latest updates on IDB finance to member countries for COVID-19. The Center of Excellence of ISDB in Kuala Lumpur, as I said, it is a transformation of the regional office before, and it was a joint decision between Malaysia and the IDB to establish this center as a gateway between Malaysia and other member countries to facilitate the exchange of comprehensive development solutions, including know-how, technology, tools, and also investment opportunities in areas of high economic impact, and creating value and strengthening the cooperation while ensuring a win-win approach. It's not one way, it's two ways approach. Malaysia can benefit from the solutions of other countries, and other countries can benefit from Malaysian solutions, and it should be a win-win on win-win basis. We have 5 areas of focus in the Center of Excellence, which are related to your event today. The Islamic finance, of course, in view of the development, the advance of Islamic finance in Malaysia and in the region, to promote the expansion of Islamic finance and support to the industry. The halal industry is the second pillar of the Center of Excellence, and the science and technology and innovation as the third pillar. And they are complementing each other in the case of halal industry, while promoting the ecosystem of halal in other countries based on the successful models in Malaysia and other countries. We also use the Islamic finance products and the innovation, the innovative technology solutions. And the two cross-cutting sectors are the reverse linkage tool that we use in IDB for technical cooperation, and the resource mobilization to leverage on the vibrant market and the resources here in Malaysia and other countries to finance these the IDB operations, but also our member countries in general, through especially innovative way of mobilizing resources and non-conventional resources for development. So as I said, it's we go beyond sharing of knowledge and information capacity building, which is the model of centers of excellence in general, to have comprehensive solutions, including policy and regulation, capacity building, investment and business matching. And we leverage on the on-ground presence that I mentioned in the beginning. IDB is, established in many member countries. So we want to leverage on this presence to stimulate partnership and matching between the actors between this region and other regions like Africa, MENA, CIS countries. When we started, we thought about some activities in the 5 pillars, like we started developing the Islamic finance ecosystem and capacity building and investment with some CIS countries like Kazakhstan, which is interested in the Malaysian experience. For halal, we focused on some interest of also countries in Central Asia like Kyrgyzstan and Uzbekistan to adopt the ecosystem of halal industry here in Malaysia. Also for science and technology, we started identifying some innovative solutions. But when COVID-19 occurred, we realigned and prioritized our activities to identify the most relevant to COVID-19. And in the area of science and technology, for example, we identified some innovative applications like the use of drone technology. We found very innovative solutions and successful companies here in Malaysia that are that used COVID-19 drones to either to support the movement control order, or to deliver medical supplies, or to measure the temperature, or many other applications, in addition to the possible use of this drone technology in monitoring big infrastructure projects financed by IDB or in our member countries. In halal, we believe that we should think about halal certification of vaccine production to give more trust in the vaccine and medicine production by certifying. And we are in touch with some of the producers, and also we are planning to engage with the halal authorities here in Malaysia, like HDC and TATIM, to find a way to support the halal certification of vaccine, because we have in IDB a bigger program to support the vaccine producers and the self-reliance in vaccine production in our member countries. And one of the areas that we focused recently, and we organized a very successful webinar last week on showcasing Malaysian replicable solutions on supporting MSMEs. The esteemed speaker from HDC and also other speakers mentioned the importance of MSMEs in the economy of our member countries. And we know that these SMEs are the most affected by COVID-19. So we identified a sample of 5 companies that are offering digital solutions to help MSMEs go online, increase their sales, marketing, make procurement with large companies online, access to financing and microfinancing, to the assistance of the government. And this event was attended by more than 300 participants, including high-level representatives of our member countries, diplomats from OIC countries who are established in Malaysia, and also the management of ISDB and regional hubs. I'm providing the link to the recording of this event, which had also a panel discussing the policy measures and the strategies of Malaysia in helping the MSMEs. We had panelists from MDEC, from SME Corp, from IIP, and it was moderated by Professor Azmi Omar, the president of INCF in Malaysia. So this is an example of showcasing practical solution, and I think we can have a similar event for halal solution based on what I saw today, some innovative ways to tackle the COVID-19 in halal industry, and showing successful models, and discussing also with our regional hubs and our member countries the possible how to benefit from these solutions. In halal, for example, I mentioned the project in Kyrgyzstan. The IDB provided technical assistance to prepare a feasibility study in Kyrgyzstan for halal meat processing park. We want to build on this technical assistance to not start from scratch and reinvent the wheel, to benefit from the Malaysian experience, to study the whole ecosystem and how to replicate or to get inspired by this system in designing the whole ecosystem for halal meat processing in Kyrgyzstan as an example. So we will work with our partners like HDC and other partners here in Malaysia to find ways of partnership, and also creating business opportunity matching and investment opportunities in this regard. This is what I wanted to share with you today. My email is provided here. You can contact me to provide you more documents, either from the event held last week, the companies that are showcased for helping MSMEs, that could be helpful also for MSMEs in halal industry, also for possible partnership opportunities through the Center of Excellence and ISDB in general. Thank you for your kind attention, and terima kasih.
Thank you, Mr. Muhammad Abida. Maybe there might be some questions on this, but we have to wait until the 6th. until for the questions and answers. So may I here invite Mr. Freddy Ontoro, International Business Manager, to present some presentation on this COVID-19. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning to you all. Okay. My name is Freddy Untoro. Right now, I'm handling to develop business for Paragon for international expansion, and today we are focusing to develop our market in Malaysia. Existing right now for Malaysia, our business is recover faster than our market in Indonesia. I think because in Malaysia there is a very strict recovery during MCO, and also people are more disciplined to obey. Okay. The first is let me introduce our company. Paragon is a local company that focus on the personal care. The main product is makeup and face care, skincare, and hair care. We already established since 1985. Our glance is we start 1895 is from SME, small medium enterprise, from our backyard owner. Jadi we start from the household lah. We start from household on 85 with the name of Pusaka Tradisi Ibu. Our first brand is Putri. Putri is a hair care. And then 95 we launched the first halal cosmetic in Indonesia named Wardah. In the start of Wardah, we are collaboration with pesantren, Islamic school in Kalimantan. And then the brand back to us, and we rebrand the Wardah in 2009. After Wardah established 2009 and forward until 2013 is our wave or our sales is increased incrementally in the market. During the period, Indonesian Muslim already more comfort with hijab. So I think in that year we have like a hijab movement. So the usage of the hijab in Indonesia and also people that concerned about halal product is increased. That is our tipping point to become a big brand in Indonesia until right now. And then 2010 we make a makeover. Makeover is a brand that professional brand, but this is also halal. But for the marketing, we say it's a professional product. In 2011, we start to rebrand our company from Pusaka Tradisi Ibu to Paragon Technology and Innovation. 2014, we introduced our new product line for remaja, for teens. Our company right now already have about 10,000 employees, and we have a factory 200 hectare in Jakarta. Okay. Business nowadays for right now, I think we have a same problem with all. Everyone is struggling, and cosmetic company is one that have a hard struggling. Why? Because during the MCO lockdown, work from home lah, people are less using makeup than previously. So business in makeup is is struggling right now, but because we have a different portfolio also in skincare, the skincare business is increased. So we stabilize the income from the makeup to the personal care, because business right now is shifting because of the people activity is changed. So we need to adapt about this. We move to become agile. We have a hard work and we have together to survive. Because right now, how our company works is right now we doing by daily basis. We see the sales, our activity, and all other with the finance, all the things we do closely by day, by week, and also by months. We have more time to have more innovation to adapt with the people activity. One of the things that we adapt is right now, we know do this COVID, the people change their habits. The COVID-19 make company need to change. And I think this accelerate the e-commerce or the online business faster than previously. Why? Because maybe before COVID, we need to invest a big amount of money to have e-commerce business, to have people to convert from offline to online. Right now, do the COVID is it's more easier if we have the platform or we have the channel to doing the online business, and the investment is less. This is one of the business model that right now we are focusing to bring back the business online, because this is the business that can maintain our P&L and also survive our business for income. Our company as a company also try to develop our new normal workings. You see, we follow the guidance from the WHO, and we also adapt our infrastructure in Indonesia to adapt with the guidance from WHO. Our new normal. This is our new normal of business. Right now, we have more activation online sharing, online beauty class, online store, online catalog usage, home delivery, everything that doing with the business transition, we doing simultaneously, and we have a new channel every week. So every week right now, we always launch the new channel of doing business to survive our business. So this is our key policy. Right now, the main idea is to educate the team and also the digital shifting. This is the main source that we're doing right now. Yes, we also have difficulty as a production because the production also because the social distance. We also have problem because the people that working in our factory need to be only 50% from the capacity. The supply chain for raw material also have a hiccup and many things that we need to survive. But we're doing fundamentally, and right now that's how we do it. So this business making us faster to go online and also to doing automatic production. So maybe the business right now for long run, the main is the digitalization and also automatization. But as you know, with this digital and automation, we also will have an impact with the people that working, because the people that working for us is our business is stable. The people who working will be less from previously, because they are changed from we have store online, we have maybe about 10 people working offline. With the online, the people that working are less. This is why we are right now keep doing our expansion in domestic and also in international business. What is halal? Halal for us is safe, beneficial, guarantee of quality and value. This is our owner motto. Ibu Subakat always, Ibu Nurhayati always says, you need to sell the product with the Mercedes quality, with the quality of Toyota. This is why we always believe with our product quality and process with halal. And we try to match the business right now with the needs of the people. Right now, some of the insight for skincare is for the acne. The acne treatment skincare is moving for increase incrementally. Why? Because when people wearing masks, there is humidity and also germ in their mouth surround. So there is some symptom like now the mask acne. So the acne that issue or problem during using mask. This is how we move right now. We keep understanding the consumer day by day. We working, we sharing with the customer online how they shifting their consumption, and so we try to agile with the strategy. We doing things with we change things now, not in the quarterly, but we change things in weekly and also in a monthly period. So sometimes this maybe more faster than the government or the institution changes. So sometimes we doing agile to keep moving, and we always enjoy. How we enjoy is maybe with because we still doing the work from home. Like we always suggest our team to have a sport after or before working. The sport maybe we can do inside of home, like yoga, or just doing some regular things that we can do in house. And we also have a sharing session every week. Every department I have sharing about the problems weekly, daily, and we try to give some semangat or some we need to give the boost the spirit to keep moving and enjoy the business in this year and the forthcoming year. I think that's all from me. If there are any question, I will open in the Q&A session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Freddy Ontoro. The Q&A will be in the session 6.
Okay.
Yeah, we can wait for the session 6, and then we can proceed to the agenda 5.
Yeah.
Turning COVID crisis into opportunities. This is will be presented by Dr. Sarina Bill Zakaria. May we invite Dr. Sarina Zakaria. The Director, University Malaya Halal Research Center.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Is everyone hearing this?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Now I'm Nadine Zakaria. I am presenting you and Handbook in University of Malaya, Malaysia. So UM University of Malaya Halal Research Center. It has been an insightful sessions for this programs. I think I have learned a lot as well to listen, especially from the industry and also the agencies that have presented well this morning. What I shall share with you today is looking at the opportunities that we will go through, because I will also include some of the perspective of education, whereby how do we relate to the how do we support the halal industry, especially during pandemic time. So I will share my slide now. Right, so the world has been astounded by the spread of this COVID virus starting earlier 2020, and I think the seriousness of the virus has led the WHO to declare the COVID-19 as a global concern and declared the emergency state period starting from 30th January. So we noted that the small industry, the smaller businesses, especially, actually not only the small businesses, but also the big and the MNC have started to feel the effect now. But the smaller businesses and the vulnerable groups, such as lower income individuals, wage earners and workers, so it's very hard for us, and we have to admit that it's a very, very challenging period. So Malaysia started to implement the movement control order since 18th of March 2020 to battle the pandemic, and followed by, I think, Indonesia with pembatasan sosial berskala besar, started on 10th of April 2020. While for Thailand, taken starting from 21st of March 2020, and I think Thailand, we have to give a huge hand to Thailand, because we fight very well in this battle of this pandemic, and I hope we do well together with Indonesia too. So I think selected economic sectors were, however, allowed to operate subject to strict adherence to the standard operating procedures. And similar to university, we do have the procedure standard too for allowing people to enter into university, and to allow if we can actually proceed or resume the business as usual. Many industries are facing challenges in maintaining the production for businesses due to strict requirements on the reduction of manpower and in manufacturing in the plants, and this allowing movement beyond the titan of what we call as the movement control order. So, however, we should see this as blessing in disguise. There's always blessing in disguise. During the challenges time, I think opportunity are there. We should take this opportunity to look into something very positive. I know it is not easy, but as many of our discussants have discussed, that we should collaborate, especially the three countries, Thailand, Indonesia, and Malaysia. We do have several support systems towards each other. So first of all, COVID-19 actually catalyzes a new way for significant digital transformation. We could see that business leaders, owners mobilizing quickly to refocus their efforts and on resilient matters. Wardah, for example, have started, to use the online platform even before the COVID, and during the COVID. They are even, using new platform digitally. So during this time, it is irrefutable that technology has played significant role in ensuring companies could adapt with business operating models to conduct business almost as usual. So apparently, pointing towards technology is the key. While no one knows what is the full impact of COVID-19, by using technology and innovation, we can objectively evaluate all possible alternatives and opportunities and pave the way to preserve business values. Again, as I said, a digital platform is now essential in doing business during the pandemic, both for the large-scale business as well as SMEs. We need the industry and also everyone else need to be proficient in e-commerce business and the use of information and communication technology in business. In Malaysia, it was said that only 20% of Bumiputra SMEs are involved, the local SMEs are involved in the business involving digital technology. This means that the small SMEs, including halal SMEs, are still left far behind, and there is a need to act fast to enable them to be involved in the digital economy. We have in Malaysia, we have the government agencies such as the Malaysia Digital Economy Corporation, we call MDEC, that is providing various digital economy related training courses that interested SMEs can benefit from, adding that entrepreneurs need to grab the opportunity to actually improve their ICT skill and competency to enable them to work through digital platforms. And COVID-19 has changed the economic environment by creating the need for contactless and cashless transaction. We have in Malaysia, we have even more cashless transactions, such as e-wallet have been, given some incentive from the government. Also, the social distancing and emphasis on the cleanliness and safety, which means halal is also very important to the SME business. Halal is a marketing tool for business. It is undeniable because everyone from I just listened to Wardah just now. Mr. Freddy has mentioned that when they started Wardah, a tremendous sale have been proven by the company. So that's only one example. We could see even more examples of businesses fared well when they use halal as a marketing tool. And so halal products and services with plus digital platform, that means a connectivity between business and customers. And that means people can still shop even if they don't go to the shop. They can still shop even they don't go to the shop. I mean, shopping online. So we have various platforms, as we can see here. For example, Facebook ads, Instagram, for example, just to mention a few. And if we could see that, according to the State of Global Economic Report, it has been stated that Muslims are becoming more affluent and a substantial market segment now compared to the previous 5 years. I mean, even within the 5 years, we could see the tremendous changes in the lifestyle of Muslim. So the report states that Muslim consumers spend about 1.9 trillion on food and lifestyle, I mean halal lifestyle, in 2015, and this expenditure is estimated to reach about 3 trillion in 2020. Even within the COVID time, even during this pandemic period, I think we should not be restricted by that, because we still have the platform of digital to make sure that we actually get the products that we want. So also the growth of Muslim population, as everyone has shared, has becoming a very attractive market segment. The platform for marketing for halal products also becoming, I think, very, very tremendous too. Also, if we could see customer enjoying, if you look at the slide here, I choose Wardah. Okay, so Wardah has started the online business too, and in Malaysia it is very famous. And I want to share my personal opinion. I have never shopped online. I don't know any online platform before. So in Malaysia we have Lazada, we have Shopee, and I only know all of these things and started to shop online during MCO period, the movement restriction order period. So that's something from my perspective, from my personal opinion. And I was given information that many of us actually having the same thing. You know, some people, they never shop, you know, online because of the trust and skepticism of, you know, buying online. You can't see the products. You know, personally, you can't go and select because you don't have, you know, selection as in the shops. But now it's new norm. You know, we still have to buy things. So shopping online also give rise to the tremendous sales, especially during the pandemic time. Okay, so looking at the education, so education in supporting halal, and when I say supporting halal, that means indirect way of supporting halal business. Well, we know that halal, I give example in Malaysia and in universities in Malaysia, we have two types of halal education. First is by mainstream education, and the other one is by halal training. So in Malaysia, halal education is provided, in the mainstream line by more than 40 educational institutions which offer different halal programs. We have diploma in halal industry, we have degree in halal science, we have degree in halal management, postgraduate studies, and halal research, even in my university and any other universities in Malaysia. So these are done, you know, even during the pandemic time. Education resumed as usual. We do conduct class online. We still ask the students to submit assignments online, doing the presentation online. They need to do final exam online. And actually, in University of Malayana, we are doing the final exam also online. So everything will be online. So it's still resumed as usual, and we get used to it now. And even I think it's now people are getting more comfortable doing it prior to the earlier day of COVID. So it's a good progress. I think we are progressing towards that. And for that matters, right? Although in University of Malaya we don't have the mainstream halal program offers, we don't have the bachelor degree, for example, in halal, but we have other universities offer that. And I was told that they resume halal programs as the normal time. As the other thing is, we also have halal training and support to the educational mainstream just now, as I have mentioned. So as Mr. Hani Sufyan has mentioned this morning, during this pandemic time, it gave rise to the demand for the halal training online, and we could see the rise have also started during this pandemic, where halal online training, halal training providers are allowed to conduct halal training using online platform. We have given these guidelines by our authority, halal authority, that is JAKIM. Example of halal trainings that have been have been produced, halal awareness training, and then training for halal ingredients and databases, internal halal audit, halal slaughtering and religious cleansing, halal assurance systems, halal professional courses, still conducted by quite a number of the halal training providers. This one last week, if I'm not mistaken, last week or last 2 weeks, was introduced. One is called Virtual Halal School by one of the training providers in Malaysia. and it is really a good program, and the participants are mass. And I was told I think it resume until 12 weeks of learning. So in a way, it doesn't stop people to learn halal, and that at the same time, as I've mentioned, these halal trainings are those that are requested by industry. So there are demands from the industry to have this training during the pandemic. We can't go to work, but at the same time, we can still learn knowledge of halal through online, because the online platform are a very significant benefit. Also, in embracing the new halal norm, we could see that halal requires appropriate guidelines and policies by the authority. Although in terms of although in terms of the procedure of halal certification, the same thing have been given by JAKIM, but I could see from my observation, they made it simpler. For example, the company, because online halal in Malaysia is done on, the application for halal is done online. So it doesn't make so much difference, except that JAKIM will go and do the auditing process and will do the visit after the MCO period is over. So that means they are still subject to audit, but because of the restrictive time now, so they will hold first, and then later they will go and still have the same audit. The same. We'll if I see people buy, people sell online, give rise to a lot more businesses. However, there is another issue that we should be of concern. For example, the scam issues, and then the fraudsters could also, give rise to fraudsters doing fraudulent businesses. Cybercrime, could also rise. So according to Royal Police of Malaysia, 70% of commercial crime cases now can be categorized as cybercrime cases. At the same time that we should facilitate halal certification, halal businesses, selling and buying online. We should also look at the potential fraud and scam number rising, and in Malaysia we have about 8 laws in operation to actually to monitor all of these activities, but the actual thing is that the enforcement should be also in line with all of the operations. So in conclusion, we have come to a virtual halt as the spread of COVID-19 has single-handedly, I think, disrupted the whole world, and Malaysia, Indonesia, and Thailand, we are no exception to that. So halal business is no exception too. So, but I think we should go towards a new direction, to refocus, to restructure, to re-strategize with great scrutiny. And having that said, I think, as I said, that's a blessing in disguise. A lot of potential business and also a lot of potential agenda that we could do to actually fare ourselves and to battle against the pandemic. So with that, I end my presentation. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. Thank you. May we proceed to the next speaker? Next speaker on the Mr. Zainal Abidin Muhammad Jais, please.
Before I start, can I just do a quick check if my voice is clear?
Yes, yes.
And another test is my video clear? You guys can see my video? I mean the slides. Are you able to see it? Okay, good. I can proceed right now. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. Selamat pagi, Mr. Chairman, Dr. Vinay, all the honorable speakers, all participants from Indonesia, Malaysia, and Thailand, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having me in this session to share regarding the subject of halal traceability, turning COVID-19 crisis into opportunities. My name is Zainal Abidin bin Muhammad Jais from Dagangnet Technology Sdn Bhd, Malaysia. My role is to infuse disruptive technologies such as blockchain into business processes to modernize and transform organization to maintain its relevancy and sustainability. I represented my organization and my country in the development of blockchain standard called ISO TC 307, sharing our ideas in the implementation of blockchain for global use cases. Sorry. I need to check again if you can see my first slide on Dagangnet first page. Are you able to see that?
Very clear.
Very clear. Okay. I didn't know, sir. Give me just a minute. There seems to be a need here.
Hello, Encik. This is Putri speaking from CIMT. Could you please click the display setting?
Display setting?
Mm-hmm.
Where is it?
Display setting, so we can see your slide in the full screen. Right now, we are seeing your presentation with your notes.
Did you see it now?
Not yet. Not yet. Display setting, you can find it on the top of your screen, and then click it.
Display setting.
Yeah, you click it and then you click swap into presentation mode.
This is not presentation mode right now.
No, we saw your notes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Screen 2, perhaps? Screen 2. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay, it's full screen,
yes,
right?
Okay.
Yeah, okay,
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you. Okay, coming back to my role, I represented my organization and country in the development of blockchain standard called ISO TC 307. And we share our ideas in implementing blockchain solution for global use cases. I can be contacted at the number stated on the screen. And throughout the session today, it is very interesting to learn from our Thailand counterpart, for example, that halal blockchain or digital distributed ledger technology have got the cabinet approval in September 2019. And Thailand, for that matter, as a country, uses science and scientific approach to promote halal products and services. On the other hand, from our Malaysian counterpart, we have HDC from Malaysia who stresses on the collaboration. And in Dagangnet, what we did was we developed an innovative product that collaborates our platform to provide solution in addressing some of the issues mentioned by the speaker. And my deck today will also be in response to the IDB call to use technology as blockchain as a solution to solving industry's issue. I am trying to go to the next slide, but I wasn't able to do so. Are we in second slide? Can you see my second slide?
Not yet.
Not yet. Durian. Can you see my second slide?
Not yet.
Okay. Yeah. My apology for the hiccup. And let me move to the agenda. I shall start this session today by briefly introduce about DagangNet as a company, and I will share a problem statement on border trade issues. And moving on, I will share some input on halal traceability in supply chain. Further to that, I will share also on the proposed traceability strategies, and finally some moving forward action items. Please bear with me the next 10 to 15 minutes to share with you on what I have for today. Can move to the next slide. Can you see the next slide? I can't move to the next slide. I'm not so sure why. Tadi boleh. Okay, can. All right. Can you guys see my supposed to be my first slide on DagangNet technology? Can I hear any response from anyone? From any of the audience? Can you see my slide on DagangNet?
Yes, yes.
Yes, okay. Right, a bit of introduction about DagangNet. DagangNet is a company under DNEX. DNEX is an investment holding companies with diversified investment in technology and energy sector. DNEX is a public listed company with market capitalization of around $100 million. Being a 30-year-old company, DagangNet exclusively operates the national single window for trade facilitation systems for the Royal Malaysian Customs Department. And our group cybersecurity services is ISO 27001 ISMS certified. And we operate with our headquarters in Cyberjaya, which is about 10 minutes drive from Putrajaya. And we have an operations office in Bangsar South in Kuala Lumpur, which house around 200 local talents. Besides Malaysia, we also have an office in Jakarta and Nusa Tenggara Barat. Allow me to next continue to the problem statement that is on border trade issue. We understand that handling cross-border documentation is complicated and time-consuming process. Furthermore, the manual processes associated to it in verifying halal certificate and documentation are subjected to possible fraud. So cross-border transaction can and need to be further streamlined, and the processes can be enhanced by utilizing technology such as blockchain. Ladies and gentlemen, in the new era of coexistence between the new Industrial Revolution 4 and the pandemic COVID-19, individual businesses and countries need to adapt to new norm to revitalize and to jumpstart the economies. This slide is basically trying to depict a complete digital platform, but my topic for the day shall cover only the halal traceability in reference to Dagangnet e-scroll success story in Indonesia and Malaysia that we have enabled to deliver a fraud-proof, convenient digital certificate to be implemented. So my scope for today shall cover only areas marked with dotted circles. There are 3 dotted circles, if you notice that. This is basically just a bit of marketing. We would like to welcome more universities from Indonesia, Malaysia, and Thailand to join our ecosystem, because there will be some revenue sharing opportunities where universities and institutions are now able to minimize fraud and fake certificate for job market, while you are able to enhance job employability for students, which is also in relation to IMT-GT initiative for talent mobility. And for graduates by exposing them to wider market reach beyond its territorial boundary. I would like to suggest for this particular slide to be, the slide before to be discussed separately, as details to discuss in detail would require maybe hours, if not days. So ladies and gentlemen, please feel free to contact me later. Yeah? So this slide on halal traceability in supply chain, the aim of sharing this particular slide is to bring about the subject of traceability into a complete supply chain management, enabling food traceability globally. So we are not talking only about IMT-GT, we are talking about global presence of Dagangnet traceability solution, where we are able to enable and supply a complete supply chain history to whoever who consume the services or product, such as from where was the product being slaughtered, by whom, and according to what jurisprudence, for example, etc. and etc. And all these questions and more can be answered with confidence, with top-notch trust level by using our solutions, and having the ability to trace halal status at every stage or link in the supply chain ensures halal integrity from the point of production to the point of consumption. At Dagangnet, we have successfully deployed our e-scroll platform, readily available in 3 major platforms, that is on web, on Android, and on iOS. Dagangnet e-scroll protects the certificate authenticity and credential, thus enabling organizations to prevent certificate fraudulence through the use of blockchain technology that is immutable, transparent, and auditable. Our ecosystem consists of certificate producers, that is universities or training institutions, the certificate verifiers or the employers, and thirdly, the certificate owners or the individual. So the same conceptual framework is applicable for halal traceability to verify the halal status of trade product or services. If those halal elements were to be incorporated throughout the end-to-end supply chain, transferring the halal responsibility from one point to another, and meaning to say that halal traceability can be made more transparent and auditable, making it a trustworthy platform for all relevant ecosystem players, including the government. Halal traceability on blockchain provides a clear advantage for manufacturers, brand owners, retailers, logistics service providers, distributors, and also halal certification bodies. For better trust and authenticity, a country halal brands and halal certification bodies can embrace this new technology to support the halal industry in case of halal issue, or in a worst scenario, a halal crisis. So we have also developed several strategies which we're sharing with you today. We have 5 strategies altogether. The first one is to develop a common distributed blockchain-based database that shall fulfill all regulatory requirements between trading countries. Point number 2 is to, with the execution of this strategy, it will lead to the acceptance and perhaps harmonization towards halal standard amongst participating IMT-GT member countries. And number 3, it will be able to streamline trade through the creation of white lane via consensus building within the border trade community ecosystem. So the keyword here is white lane. Number 4, at governmental level, policy and regulatory reform can be made to provide incentive, model, and scheme with the end objective of minimizing dark trade. Yeah. And number 5, the execution of this is to be done in phased manner, or its systems development and implementation. Of all the above strategy, they are expected to improve halal verification process amongst the IMT-GT member countries, moving towards the end-to-end halal traceability. And this ecosystem player for this would be the producers, importers, exporters, custom immigration, quarantine center, and also government agencies. Last but not least, we all look forward for post-COVID-19 pandemic with the opening of borders to revitalize and enhance trade and investment, especially in halal product and services. And with the proposed phase approach on white lane implementation, it would require agencies' technical input in defining the processes and data parameters required. And we are proposing a first pilot implementation to be done on the Malaysia-Thailand border, and then the second pilot to be done to a larger group of people covering Malaysia and Indonesian border. Ladies and gentlemen, if I can wrap up my presentation for today, there are a few points here which I wanted to emphasize. Number 1, innovative solution made by DagangNet is expected to enhance trade between these 3 countries, making it more robust, especially in the context of IMT-GT and in the area of halal traceability. With halal traceability, our trading community can better manage the halal integrity, while the customers are able to safely consume halal and thayyiban product or services. The principle of shared database that is safe, open, and verifiable without central operator is an attractive proposition to embed trust and authenticity and traceability, as stressed out by our fellow speaker from IDB and also from Halal Development Corporation. The combination of distributed ledger technology with smart contract, which DagangNet has experienced. We have more than a dozen universities already on board with us from Indonesia, and we have a couple of universities also onboarding into the system soon. We would like to reiterate that for all and to embrace this new technology and to digitalize your respective business processes to support the halal industry. With that, I end my presentation today and hand over the session to the chairperson. Thank you and Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Mr. Zainal Abidin, for your very good presentation.
Thank you.
Okay. We already finished 6 presentation from our member. Then we now go to the agenda 6. We manage a very good time. Now agenda 6. And then we'd like to have a collaboration from all participants for giving your opinion in order to stimulate halal product and services in our area. Okay. Can we have the opinion from our member country? We start from Indonesia. Dr. Subandria or other representative from Indonesia. Any comment? Suggestion, recommendation, anything? From Malaysia?
Thank you, Dr. Vinay. I think we have heard a lot of what do you call that? Okay. We have a lot operations and ideas from the speakers today. I think we've discussed a lot. I think one area that we think is important is that how can we integrate our efforts between the 3 member states, between Thailand, Malaysia, and Indonesia. And I think this is an initiative that requires concerted and efforts. And I am looking at if this initiative can also be supported by ISDB in terms of how can we showcase the cooperation between the 3 countries through the ISDB platform, COE, to the rest of the OIC countries and other member states. So this is something that maybe we need to look into. Maybe for a start, we need to do a joint study on how can we integrate our product and services in these 3 countries to benefit the members. That is my basic opinion about how can we move forward from this meeting.
Thank you. This is a very good point. How can we integrate? Yeah, our capability and also our experiences together. May we have an opinion from NSDC?
Thank you, Chair. Apart from NSDC Thailand, I believe that during this period, all the working group need to work cross-sectoral, like in a cross-sectoral way. I like the proposal from Pak Ridwan about the white lane. Indeed, we need to, you know, because in the IMT-GT sub-region is the area that we have very high potential to serve the world with the halal product and services, and also, you know, covering also the medical and instrument, laboratory and instrument medical supply to the around the world. So we need to, you know, connect, to integrate among ourselves and then connect to the world. And with the lane inside inside the GT itself, we need to have the right lane in order that we can, you know, supply each other very well. We need to support to you know, to work cross-sectoral, like the proposal from the working group on trade investment about the white line, and also here with Pak Ridwan, it need to be put very quick, and we need to find a pilot pilot project that we're gonna start the area between Thailand and Malaysia. We have Sadao and Vietnam that we're gonna have the single stop inspection there, and we need to, you know, to develop the you know, the software that's gonna utilize over there in order to make all the process being more you know, efficient. And I support the idea to, you know, for the JBC to work more together with the UNINET to work in collaboration with every working group, not only here, the BUG HAPAS, but all the working group. And we need to strengthen the MSME, empowering the, you know, the young entrepreneur and SME and new startup in order to, you know, use the opportunity that we're gonna unite very well to serve the world. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good point. Can other participants have any opinion?
Yes. Thank you, brother. Can you hear my voice? Can you hear my voice?
Dr.
This
Subandri,
is Andri speaking from
the microphone produces problem.
Wikia Pasar Indonesia. Can you yes? Can you respond? Can you hear my response?
It's
a problem. Is it problem? Can you hear my voice?
No.
Thank you, brother.
The audio from your side. There's some problem. I think it's from the Zoom. I think it's better. You can write down in the web board, right? By chatting. By chatting, I think you're going to have a good point, but we cannot hear you well from this side. You may write it down from the chat point, from the chat board. How about the other people? Yes.
If I may, Dr. Vinay.
Please.
Thank you very much, Chairman. And I really, learned a lot from the presentation today. It was a great event and many valuable presentations and information shared. And I appreciate the idea put forward by Mr. Hani Sofyan from HDC and his proposal and to ISDB to facilitate and play a role in showcasing the successful experience, but also studying how to build on the strength of each country and each stakeholder to integrate and complement each other. I think in halal industry, while the competition between countries and also between the industry is encouraged to promote quality and better service. However, there is a need to complement the effort of each other and build on the strength of each country, not to reinvent the wheel and waste time and save energy to promote this industry and access to markets where the demand is increasing, especially in non-Muslim countries where there is big Muslim communities in Europe, in America, and other parts of the world. There is a need for joint efforts, and we will be happy as our mandate in the Center of Excellence is to promote halal industry, to promote the best practices, the lessons learned, the ecosystem, promote partnership, investment opportunities, to make this industry contributing to creating jobs, creating value, also opening markets for manufacturers and producers in our member countries. So I'll be happy and I will try to establish contacts with Mr. Hani Sufyan and other partners who are interested to study possible ways of joint activities in the near future. As I said, we received good feedback from our event last week in showcasing the Malaysian solutions for helping MSMEs, especially the digital solutions. I think we can have a similar event to showcase Malaysian experience, but also other countries' experience in halal industry and how they addressed COVID-19 and how they restarted their business, and it will be some lessons learned for other countries of IDB around the world to benefit from these lessons learned. And I'm also counting on your networks in IMT-GT and your knowledge to benefit from this wealth of experience to make our countries benefit from this experience and build robust and high quality halal industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Dr. Vinay, CIMT can take the floor.
Yes, yes, please.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. First of all, allow me to comment from what we have discussed in the previous session. So first of all, CIMT agreed that what the speaker said, the need for us to strengthen our collaboration in 3 countries on how we can advance collaboration on halal product and services. Since the Islamic Development Bank is with us now, and also I noticed very well that what the Islamic Development Bank said, our colleague Mr. Abida, on the importance of the capacity building to assist to develop all our SMEs. So for your kind information, so actually for this year, we supposed to have the collaboration Development Bank for 2 training programs for our SMEs and also for our halal auditors. But due to the pandemic, we are not able to do so. So I think in the coming years, how to reduce the impact of COVID-19 to our sub-region, CMT is looking forward to collaborate with our colleague Islamic Development Bank, together with, of course, the 3 countries, how we can make an effective program, training program for our SMEs in coming years or next year, 2021. Since there is also a good best practice conducted by ISDB in other countries, maybe you can also replicate what ISDB has done in other countries for the IMT-GT halal cooperation. That is what we would like to propose to ISDB. We are more than ready to discuss this further in coming weeks or months, whenever the ISDB, our colleague, is available. Thank you, Dr. Vinay from CMT.
Yes, thank you also. Very good point. And then hope that finally we can link our collaboration to ISDB altogether for 3 countries.
With great pleasure, Doctor, with great pleasure.
Okay. Do other people have any opinion?
It's me, Zalina. Hello, yeah. Okay, I have several suggestions, if I can say, regarding UniNet. We have university network, so at the moment we have 25 universities joining this UniNet. So I think it's a good opportunity for us to invite other universities from these 3 countries to join. So we have 25, maybe later we could have more. And the second thing is I would like to propose a UniNet specific session on for example, we could share the research finding of our research on halal especially. So, and it also can give rise to a visit, for example, after the COVID-19, we could, visit universities within this UNINET members for more collaborations. I visited Professor Vinay, I think in 2000, maybe 10 years ago, and Professor Vinay have visited University Malaya. And because of you actually, we successfully have this halal center at UM now. And then I would like to propose for the universities to have matching grants between us. Maybe not much for a start, for example, 10,000 from Malaysia, 10,000 from Indonesia, and 10,000 from Thailand. So we could do specific research on halal products, halal commercialization, halal science, and whichever area that we think relevant to this. So that's all my opinion. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
It's very good. When you mention about the 10. Mr. Ridwan. Mr. Ridwan.
Dr. Vinay.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. It's been a long time not to see you. Right, thank you for giving me opportunity to talk in this video conference. I've been listening all presentations from the beginning to the end. And I would like to say thank you very much for all comprehensive presentation. And just now I just heard from Hanifa Sofian, is that right? And Dr. Zalina, especially about the integrated training and so on, and joint collaboration between Indonesia, Malaysia, and Thailand. And everything is very, very good. And I would like to thank you also to Kun Kitipon, who has already mentioned about the program. I will take a note about this. And I think we have been in IMT-GT for a long time. And from GBC side, I would like to propose, maybe in the near future, we have 1 or 2 products that have been recognized as IMT-GT halal. I mean halal, recognized by IMT-GT. Because until today, we are talking about halal product and services. Maybe we don't have even 1 product coming from IMT-GT or proposed by IMT-GT state area, maybe Indonesia, Malaysia, and Thailand. In fact, all the requirement, all the problem are the same, and I think everything are the same. We don't have we don't have to quarrel about the halal product from Indonesia, Malaysia, and Thailand. That's why we have to sit together and talk about this, and maybe we can have at least one product in the near future, product of IMT-GT, which is recognized by the 3 countries as halal product of IMT-GT. I think that's enough from GP's side. Thank you very much, Dr. Vinay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ridwan. I think this is very important point, because we discussed for a long time about the common recognition of halal among our 3 countries, and finally we plan to have some common halal logo, IMT-GT logo, and we don't know. Maybe we can discuss furthermore about this recognition. I think it will be a benefit for all of our member countries. Okay, and Mr. Ridwan, we may take this opinion to be further discussed later on. I think this is very important. Any opinion from other side? Or even from CMT? This is from Dr. Subandria. Dr. Subandria, we think that the net from your side have some problem, because we cannot hear clearly from your side. You may write your opinion down in the chat board. Or even Dr. Firdaus, do you have any opinion or comment? I may ask Dagang. Yeah. Mr. Saino. About the blockchain and DLT. For now, I think it's DLT and also blockchain is quite familiar to us. But DLT, I think it's we have to make it clear about the technology that we're going to use in the future. And for the implementation of DLT into halal, for the halal in the future, I think it's we would like to have our opinion from your agency. It's pity that we cannot, yeah, because in Thailand we are developing the platform, and we start from the platform program that we call Sphere, and from Sphere we try to link it together to other platform, even from other countries. But for the technology that we used in individual country, we don't know whether it's suit for every country to have interchange. In Thailand, we're going to have Intanon for the digital currency. This is for demonstration. It's not for real. And for the digital currency, and finally, we think that if we finally have a DLT or blockchain, we can automatically link it together. I'm not sure that this opinion is right or wrong. This is only opinion from our side. We would like to have your opinion. Mr. Sanar Abidin, you still here?
Yeah, I'm here. Allow me to chip in a little bit in regards to how blockchain would be able to harmonize the respective integrated halal chain of the country. Number one, blockchain this is also in regards to the question asked by one of the member just now in regards to there is no standard on blockchain right now. So how do we work on things without standard? So the proposition from Dagagnet is number one, this is the best opportunity. Since there is no standard, why not we build the standard? And this standard of halal is basically something that we both, all three countries are able to accept the protocol that these are the system or standard that we are going to agree upon. Yeah, that's number one. So in regards to how it can be agreed by all parties, number one, at design stage, it has to be designed properly or to be architected properly in such a way that blockchain in Indonesia or Thailand, for that matter, are able to integrate to blockchain that is designed in Malaysia. It could be coming from a different blockchain technology, but three different technology would be able to talk to each other. In the technology term, we call it cross-pollination of data. It is very much possible for us to do that. But all this would require a working group to discuss in specific detail, because we need to know what kind of data is required by the other trading party in the other country. So I believe, and I personally suggest that a working group can be formed immediately for us to discuss from technical term on what can be achieved and what can be designed to achieve our common objective. Yeah.
Yes. It sounds like that you give a homework to Mr. Firda and CMT, right?
Really?
I think this is a good homework.
Okay.
CMT can manage for this collaboration.
Because in the end, in my opinion, in the end, what is important is to ensure that halal integrity can be protected. You see, that's utmost important.
Dr. Vinay, can I take also 1 minute, half minute for floor?
Yes, please.
I would like to share with our colleague some of what we are doing now at the moment at CMT. So I do agree with some speakers that the halal blockchain in the future is our basic need, and how we can use this technology to support us, especially for the halal product and services. One of the ongoing project also with us now is we have the proposal actually, but not yet approved by member state. We have halal ecosystem development framework. So in IMT-GT, maybe for our colleague also ISDB, for your information, halal cooperation is one of our main pillar cooperation. Out of three, beside the tourism and agriculture and agribusiness industry. So the need for us to have the framework platform in the future is very important. So hopefully in coming months or next year, we will have the detailed grand strategy how we can collaborate for the halal cooperation. One of our target as well, we discussed with working group of halal product and services last time, how to the IMT-GT has halal blockchains. So this also raised by several times by Dr. Vinay in several occasions. So since also we have here the Dagang.net is also one of the company dealing with this issue, I think that we may also collaborate in this in the future, how we come up with those platform for the benefit of people in our sub-region. That is only my comment, Dr. Vinay. Thank you.
Yes, I think we still have many several programs to have a collaboration. Yeah, even the ecosystem of halal and also the halal blockchain. And I asked the Dagang because we think it's the blockchain is going to be the future for the collaboration. And Thailand, I think also Malaysia already moved, or even Indonesia already moved for the digital currency. And if finally we have a facility of a blockchain, I think it's all digital currency will be much more easy for us to work on halal. This is the future. It's quite pity that we cannot travel for the moment. Then it should be a good time to visit Indonesia and also Malaysia. We have many issues to discuss by eye contact and also sit aside and discuss together. Rather difficult to discuss via Zoom or via this digital meeting, right? The online meeting like this. I think it's time. It's time for us now to close the meeting. Any opinion from other side? If not so, then
one more agenda. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Thank you, Dr. Vinay. Now we come to the almost the closing of our event now. So before that, CIMT would like to convey some important point that we have discussed starting from Agenda 3 up to the Agenda 5. So basically, the 3 countries already say experience what is the measures taken to reduce the impact of COVID-19, especially to our halal industry players. And also our colleague from universities, from businessmen also convey their views on this regard. To have this one, I would like to invite my colleague, Deputy Director Waria, to convey what we capture during this discussion. Waria, you have the floor, please.
Thank you, Pak Firdaus. With permission from the chair, I would like to summarize what we have discussed today from our speakers. So today our members have shared views and experience on the importance of halal certification and collaboration in promoting halal industry. SMEs are mentioned as the majority group of halal-focused entrepreneurs that need assistance in preparing for halal certification, especially in Indonesia, that most of the entrepreneurs in halal industry are micro and small business. And during the pandemic, most of the entrepreneurs in member countries are facing with the common impact, particularly in financial issues, logistics and supply chain to maintain their business. However, COVID-19 pandemic brings along with both challenges and opportunity for business operators in halal industry. Just like in Thailand, the accreditation of halal certification is not impacted by COVID-19. While in Malaysia, come up with a good solution on new process of application for halal certification and e-learning and training. In this regard, digital technology will play key role in not only for the process of halal certification, but also in terms of capacity building. In addition, adoption of science and technology can create trust for consumers, because the halal logo will influence the consumer decision to buy the products and services as well. So like Dr. Vinay mentioned as trust economy, in this regard that we are talking also about the platform or digital technology to be taken as the model or tool to function as a traceability of raw material and products to ensure halal compliance. To accommodate this, I think all the member states have to consider about incentive and assistance on innovation to provide to business operators in all 3 countries. We are moving to the, I have some recaps on the speaker from ISDB and also from the private sectors. Again, both of the academic and also JBC also mentioned about the importance of digital platform that is favored by all of 3 countries, that as another solution in terms of like to serve for shopping online or to support their business to move on, to move forward also. And also we learned from WADA from Indonesia that share information that halal travel, halal cosmetic, and modest fashion would be affected as people are cutting on the non-essential shopping and spending. We today learn about the ISDB, about their focus area, and we learn about their COE that has a focus area in halal industry together with ISD program and support to member countries to mitigate and recover from the impact of COVID-19 pandemic. As I said, that technology has been discussed a lot today, especially on the traceability, and the keyword today may be about the blockchain as well, that mentioned by all 3. And we have the issue on the cross-border challenge that blockchain will be a solution for the collaboration. And we say that we have the point from all that we request ISDB to get involved in this program as well to help us in building the integration on product and services and showcase collaboration among our member countries, because we see that we have a good opportunity that to promote our halal product and services to other countries that I mean for both Muslim and non-Muslim consumers in the international market. So I believe that I cover all the things, and so we have 2 homeworks today. The first thing is about the promote the intra-trade, as mentioned proposed by Malaysian private sector on the white lane. You know, how we gonna use that one to promote the cross-border trade that he proposed the Thailand-Malaysia border first. And another thing is that we have to discuss further about how we realize the blockchain initiative, that one. That's all from me now. I hope I cover everything, Pak.
Thank you, Waria. Excellent. That's a very good summary of our discussion. And we hope that in coming years or next year, we can propose the new project proposal, joint project proposal in collaboration with ISDB and also some of our colleagues in Indonesia, Malaysia, and also of course in Thailand as well. As mentioned as well by our colleague from University of Malaya just now, so it might need specific research on halal. So this also, since University of Malaya is also one of members of UNINET in IMT-GT, so maybe you can also pursue this project proposal. If University of Malaya also can make the proposal on this one, we may discuss further. This also a good point. And also, in addition to that, what my colleague said, I think that halal blockchain in IMT-GT is also our need in the future. So since we have the company already also deal with this one, And then we have also the working group on halal. So let we come together, how we discuss these matters, how we can create one of the IMT-GT halal blockchains in our sub-region. So that is some of our comment from what we discussed, and we look forward for collaboration. Don't forget, the Wardah company is also one of a good sample as a company, and we notice as well the Wardah company already start a good growing business in Malaysia. So we are here in Putrajaya. We can also collaborate with the big companies because we notice you employ around 10,000 employees already. That is big companies, and how we can also collaborate together in this to advance the halal collaboration in the sub-region. So that is our expectation. Chair, I think that is the summary of what we discussed during this discussion. I'm sorry that is a bit too late, but it was very interesting discussion. So now may I invite Dr. Vinay, the chair of the working group of halal product and services, to deliver your closing remarks. The floor is yours, Dr. Vinay.
Thank you very much. Honorable Mr. Firdaus Dahlan, Director of CMT, Honorable Dr. Wanchat Suwankiti, Senior Advisor on Policy and Planning, National Economic and Social Development Council of Thailand, also his representative, Mr. Chirapat Chotipimai, Honorable Professor Dr. Sukoso, Head of Halal Product on Assurance Organizing Agency, Ministry of Religious Affairs, Indonesia, also to the Dr. Subandria, his representative, Honorable Mr. Hani Sofian, alias Vice President of Industry Development Division, Halal Industry Development Corporation, or SDC, Malaysia, distinguished speakers and participants, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I would like to thank all for the fruitful meeting today, and would like to express my appreciation to Dr. Wanchat Suwankiti, and as well as Mr. Chirapat Chotipimai from the National Economic and Social Development Council of Thailand for facilitating this meeting. And thank Mr. Firdaus Dahlan, Secretary General of CMT, for hosting this meeting. I believe this meeting would enhance collaboration among all member countries, and as we have been well aware that our three countries pose the very best opportunity to be the center for halal products and services of Southeast Asia, the whole Asia, or even the world. We are the world's biggest producer of rubber and palm, and gain great potential to be the biggest exporter of halal products in the near future, inshallah, not only for Muslim consumer, but all consumer around the world. Halal for all is our key concept for today, especially at post-COVID-19 era, due to all have been very concerned about their safety and health, particularly on food. We should make use of the principle religion certified halal science support to gain trust in the market worldwide. Trust economy, trust halal would be our vision for creating halal branding in IMT-GT sub-region. I have confidence that eventually we all in the working group of halal products and services could bring better off to all IMT-GT stakeholders. I pray and dua for all to have good health, stay safe, and stay relaxed. Thank you very much, and hope to see all again very soon, inshallah. Thank you.
Your inspiring remarks on closing this event. And on this opportunity, allow me as well to convey our appreciation to all the speakers, participants on this virtual event. Thank you so much. And then for the students who may also participate in this occasion, we will also provide the certificate for you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Waria, look at your phone. Pak Fir, thank you.
Thank you, Pak Ridwan. Thank you, Pak.
Thank you, Pak Fir. Yeah.
Mr. Muhammad Vida, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Never forget your
Thank you so much.
GT logo.
Thank you, NS, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Thailand.
Thank you, ISDP. Thank you, CMT.
Thank you.
Indonesia.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Vinay.
All right. Thank you.
And see you in Rio.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a
Hope
good
to
lunch,
see you again soon.
everyone.
Okay. Good
Thank you.
lunch.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.